Let me say something that might challenge how you've been thinking about coding and robotics education for your child. Your child learning coding does not automatically mean that they're developing a digital advantage. And I see this often. They attend classes, they complete guided projects, and they follow instructions step by step. But when they are asked to build or create something, they struggle, they freeze. So the real question isn't, is my child learning coding? The question should be, is my child learning to build, think, and recover when stuck? That's a very different question. But first, some context about who I am. I'm a father of two, a boy and a girl, and I've worked in IT from account management to development and to project delivery. And currently, I run RAD Academy, that stands for Redefining African Dreams, where we teach kids about digital skills in a structured manner. So, when I talk about a real digital advantage, I'm not talking about it from a theoretical perspective. It is something that I see as both a parent and in our lessons with the kids. So, what is it that most parents are missing about a real digital advantage? Think about mathematics. Many children are comfortable doing the work and the examples given in class. But once they get home and it's not time for homework, the numbers might change slightly, but then the frustration starts to kick in. And perhaps you've seen it, where the frustration kicks in and you have that look in your child that says, I don't get it, and the emotional reaction, which sometimes can lead to tears. And it breaks any parent's heart to have to see that frustration in their child's face. It's not always that the child does not understand the content or know the content. It's usually because they don't know how to navigate once they're stuck. And digital skills are no different to this. Today's children have more exposure than any generation before them. They have devices, they have AI tools, they have coding platforms, and they have apps on their tablets and phones. But exposure alone does not build capability. We've all heard of children from schools with limited infrastructure outperforming their peers once they get to university and into the workplace. Peers who, by the way, came from well resourced schools. So, why is it that they were able to outperform them? More often than not, it's because they learned how to think independently and navigate once they are stuck or they face challenges. Not just about following instructions and following steps. Infrastructure helps, definitely, but the thinking comes first. That is what makes them winners. So more and more now, kids are lacking independent thinking. They're lacking the ability to problem solve and resilience, key skills that are needed in order to succeed in any industry. What do we actually want then as parents? We don't want our children to just know about coding. We want our kids to be confident, resilient, independent, and to have the ability to figure things out instead of shutting down. We don't want to see panic when something changes. We also don't want constant dependency. We want our children to believe that I can fix it, I can try, and I can improve. That belief is the real advantage. So, here's how I break down true digital advantage and what it is. I believe there are three layers to it. Layer one being digital confidence. Layer two, creation skills, being able to create using the digital tools at their disposal. And then layer three, strategic thinking. Most programs jump straight to layer two. And at RAD Academy, we did as well for a long time, until we realized that we were looking at it the wrong way. And now we start at layer one. If layer one isn't built properly, everything else above it collapses. It is the foundation of digital skills. Layer one is all about digital confidence. It's where a child is willing to experiment, willing to make mistakes, and willing to debug. This is where frustration becomes curiosity instead of melting down. And perhaps you've seen these reactions, these two reactions in your child, where in one instance, they face a problem and they melt down. They're there physically, but you can see in their mind, this child is knocked off and they're off in a different place. And at another time, your child faces a challenge, but instead of knocking off mentally, they lean in to the challenge. They focus, they're determined because they believe they can find a solution. The difference is not about intelligence, it's about their confidence to tackle the challenge that's ahead of them. Confidence that says, I know I can find a way to solve this. And guess what? Confidence can be trained. Layer two is where we take them from being a user of digital tools to being a creator, a builder. And instead of playing a game, they create one of their own. Instead of just simply scrolling and watching content, they learn how to build something. And something powerful happens when a child builds for themselves. They take pride in it, they take ownership of what they've built, and there's an identity shift within them. They stop seeing technology simply as entertainment and they start seeing it as a tool that they can use. And that shift alone changes how they approach school and life in general. Then, thirdly, is layer three, which is all about strategic thinking. This is where the real digital advantage lives. They learn the importance of planning before building, and they learn the importance of breaking things down. Any problems that they face, any challenges they face, any projects that they need to do, they learn the importance of breaking it down. Decomposition in computational thinking. And they learn about testing ideas as well as improving on whatever they would have worked on. So, improving their versions to make things better. This kind of thinking is what transfers into mathematics, into science, into projects at school, into leadership, and into presentations that they may be doing. It's not about memorizing code, it's about understanding systems and having a problem solving mindset. So, those are the three layers. As a parent, before asking what class should I enroll my child in, we should rather ask which layer is missing right now for my child. Is it the confidence? Is it the creation skills? Or is it the strategic thinking? Starting at the wrong layer creates frustration, but starting at the right layer is what builds momentum. So now that you know all about these three layers, then what now? And here's the thing. In March, I'm opening just 10 one-on-one digital creator spots. So these are one-on-one sessions. It's a 6-week online one-on-one structured journey where each child builds and refines their own playable game with personal guidance from myself. But more importantly, we intentionally work through these three layers: confidence first, creation second, and then strategically thinking. We take them through these three layers. It's not a big class, it's one-on-one focused mentorship. If you're unsure about where your child currently stands on those three layers, that's exactly what the Digital Skills Clarity Call is all about, and I'll talk about that next. Before making any commitment, let's get clarity about where your child sits in those three layers. You don't need another random class just to sign your child up to. You need clarity. So if you'd like help identifying where your child's starting point is on those three layers, and whether structured one-on-one mentorship like the one I discussed makes sense, comment or send me a DM to book a digital skills clarity call. And let's map this properly for your child. I hope you found this short video useful. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them in the comments, or you can send me a DM. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with other parents or anyone else who may find it useful. Cheers.